Hey guys, today's video is going to be about marriage advice. Okay, I'm going to be giving you guys marital advice. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, like you know so much about marriage and yet yours failed, right? Well, I guess I'm using my experience, you know, the failure that came from my marriage to, give this few advice. So you guys, I just finished having my baths. I'll soon be going to pick my children up from school. So excuse me if you're seeing this white thing. It's actually sunscreen, okay? Because I've been avoiding sun lately. So yeah, where do we even start at this point? Marriage advice. What do I start saying? Okay, so you already know that I am a divorced woman. I am 32 years old. I got married 2014 when I was 21/22. I got married February 21, and then April 20. Sorry, I'm having distractions. So April I became 22, right? And if the marriage had continued, February would have been 11 years of marriage. Wow. Like I would have been one of those people that younger girls would just come and ask me like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? But because the marriage didn't work out, so I guess I would have to live with that. Okay guys, so let's get serious now. Listen, marriage is a serious institution that is started by God. Marriage is not a child's play. Marriage is not an excuse for leaving the house. Marriage is not, because I've seen this trend on TikTok mostly, where you see young girls creating content. I go pierce my nose. I go gonna. Because they are leaving home and they are getting married. So actually it's more than that. It's not just piercing nose, wearing short skirts, having your own corner, having your own kitchen, prepare what you like, do what you like, and have sex, enjoy your life. Sorry, marriage is not just that. Yes, all those things are involved, okay? If you actually marry your friend, somebody who will be happy to see you do all those things, right? But other than that, marriage is a serious business. It's more serious than you think. For the upcoming younger people that think marriage is an excuse for them to just leave the house and not have anybody question them, their parents questioning them, and have sex to their satisfaction, not have anybody questioning them. You understand? That bike. My mic is actually bad. If not, I would have used my mic to kind of conceal the noise and all that. So marriage is serious business, and there are certain things that you should discuss with your significant other before you actually get into marriage. Yes, there are certain things that need to be discussed, and one of them, damn it, who are these people that are spoiling my videos? And one of them is children. Yes, and children is a very big hit to marriage. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but children are blessing from God. Don't get it twisted. They're actually blessing from God, but then again, if not properly planned, they might actually be the weapon fashioned against your marriage. Yes. Why am I saying this? Children comes with responsibilities. Children comes with, sacrifice. There are certain things you will not do again because you're now a mother or you're now a father. There are certain things that you would have to discuss with your significant other. For example, while you're still dating, you could ask your significant other, what does he want to have children, or does she want to have children? Because when we are talking about marriage, we seem to be addressing the women all the time, but actually men are involved in these things. So these are the conversations that you have to have. Does any of you want to have children? If so, how many children do you want to have? Because I've seen some men that say they don't want to have children, and they tell their girlfriend or their fiance, I don't want children. I don't think so. These men will be like, I don't want to have children. They tell their fiance or their girlfriend, I don't want to have children. What do you think? I don't want to have, if we are going to get married, I don't want children. And these women will agree, and then in the marriage they will deliberately get pregnant, and then these men are now being forced to have children. Or the woman might say, I don't think I want to be a mother. I'm not cut out to be a mother. I'm too ambitious. I have so many things that I want to achieve. I have so many lot of things that I've planned for myself. And please, being a mother is not one of them. And these men will say, okay, no problem. No problem. As long as you're with me, it's fine. And then inside the marriage, you see the man convincing her, or with his village people, his family members, pushing her to get pregnant or have children for him. And if she refuses, it becomes a problem. So these conversations are conversations that should be had before. I'm not saying after marriage, I said before marriage. Now, let's say both of you want to have children. And then you discuss how many children do we want to have. Is it 2? Is it going to be 3? Is it going to be 4? And you have an agreement. Now, there's another thing both of you need to discuss. And that is the welfare of the children. Who is going to stop work? Who is going to work? Who are we both going to work? Because things now, livelihood is costlier than it used to be. So maybe both of us need to be working. What are our plans? That way, listen. The reason why you should have this conversation with your significant other is because you get to know what that person's mindset is about. For example, if you're a woman and you're having this conversation with your fiancé, that's the man, and then you see him say, I am the man of the house, so I'll be providing. Yes, I'll be working. You stop your work. You will not work. Yes, you are going to become a housewife so that you can take care of the children and take care of the home, and you've checked very well. You do not want to be a housewife, and you know there's going to be a problem. To be honest, don't you think having this conversation will help you decide whether you want to continue with the marriage or not? Because if you don't have this conversation, and then you're inside marriage, and then he says stop work, say stop, Kenny, no, I'm going to work. You cannot tell me that. And before you know it, marriage that just starts crashing. But once you have these conversations prior to that time, it will help you make good decisions now, even before you enter into the marriage. So whenever you enter inside this marriage, there's this Igbo adage that Igbo people say. They said, "Oka akpa ishike eji ekwe ya," which means conversations that you already had, you don't come back again to start having this conversation. You just both of you just have the agreement, so you don't need to talk about it again. You just follow the procedure, follow what you've already discussed. But if you've not had this conversation before, when the situation arises, you find out that it's going to cause a lot of problem. I'm saying so for myself because, to be honest, I never really had these conversations. Either because I was very young and I was getting married to somebody who's much, much older than me. So some of the things I shied away from asking the questions. I shied away from, having these conversations. So I just felt he knows now. But then having children equally strained our marriage. Because if I didn't get pregnant when I did, we'd probably be working together. You understand? And now, another thing I want everybody to have in mind, both men and women, is that if you're getting married, let's say you're in your 20s and you're getting married. The man is 24, you are 20, vice versa, you're in your 20s. Bear in mind that in the next 10 years, you see this person you're marrying now will not be the same person. Is somebody hearing what I'm saying? Let me repeat myself. Have it in mind that if you're getting married in your 20s, by the time you're in your 30s, you will no longer be the same people. Yes, you're the same people, flesh and blood, but there are going to be changes. There are physical changes, just like your boobs, your, the skin and everything. There's going to be changes, the one that you can see. There's equally going to be a mental change, an emotional change. So there's going to be changes. The things this person used to like when she or he was in his 20s or her 20s, that person might not really be interested in those same things by the time she or he is in her 30s. The same thing goes from when you're in your 30s to your 40s. Change is something that is what? Constant. Change is something that is bound to happen. You understand? I cannot continue liking the same thing I like today. I'm 32. And I'll continue till when I'm 42 maybe, or 52, and you expect me to have the same likeness for that. Seriously? Change is constant. So don't say she has changed. She has changed. She's no longer that small, naive, submissive girl. She's now become wild. I talk and she talks back. Honestly, if you have that in your mind that she's not going to change, that she's going to remain that same person, or he is going to remain that same person, is going to cause rift in your marriage, just bear in mind that there's going to be change. Physically, mentally, emotionally, change is bound to happen. However, maturity comes it when you let each other fly. When I say fly, I'm not saying like literal flying. I'm not saying that the person should fly in a bad way, do bad things, negative things, and expect your partner to condone them. That's not what I'm saying. Let's say you're in your 20s and you're not really ambitious. You don't even know what to do with your life because you feel like you still have a long time ahead of you. You don't know anything. And then as you're approaching 30s, you begin to realize, like, I've not done anything in my life. Come on, how come? No, I've not even been able to achieve anything. I have to get serious in my 30s. I have to work on my CV. I have to get my certificate. I have to get my degree. I have to do this. I have to do that. And then you start becoming ambitious. And then your partner turns at you and start being like, what is going on? You used to be cool with being a housewife. You used to be cool with, taking care of the home. How come now you now want to work? You now want to do this. You now want to understand that change is what? Constant. Yours is to look for how to push her or push him towards achieving his or her goals, as long as it is in the right direction. Right? Yours is to encourage the person, bearing in mind that change is what? Constant. You do not expect the same person you married 10 years ago to still remain the same person after 10 or 15 years. And I think that was one thing that equally destroyed my marriage, because I was this young, naive girl that didn't know anything. I couldn't tell my left from my right. Yes, I was 20s. There are people who mature fast in their 20s anyways. But for me, then, I was in the university, yes. So, but then, I was this girl that had fear for people. I was a people pleaser. I wanted to please people. I wanted to, make people happy. So whatever people tell me, it is fine by me, even if I regret them later. But right now, in my early 30s, I'm beginning to see a different version of myself. I mean, if me can see that of myself, you understand. So I started realizing that I don't want to please people all the time against my own will, against like displeasing myself to please people. At the end of the day, what do I gain? So I decided that I would have to start pleasing myself too, setting out goals and achieving them, and it became a problem. It turned out to be that I was becoming disrespectful and not being submissive. So all these things strained the marriage. So which is why I am advising you younger people, do not make the same mistakes that we did by not having certain conversations that should have been had. Certain standards and certain, which is why I always like to tell people, like younger people who have come close to me, if you are not getting married to a fellow younger person, that both of you are going to learn, unlearn, relearn together, and you're getting married to somebody that's way older than you, please wait till you mature first. Wait till you mature first. Set some goals and achieve them. Accomplish certain things for yourself. Become financially responsible for yourself. Solve some of your problems. Be able to solve your own problems before you get married. Because if you carry all those responsibilities and heap on one man, to be honest, he would have the sole proprietorship of your life. This person will want to control you, tell you what to do, tell you what not to do, because, come on, he's the one that is paying for your life, even the air that you breathe. But once you're able to solve some of your problems financially, take care of yourself, you know what to take and what not to take. You understand? I have a lot of things to say, but then I think they're all not going to be in this video. I will have to make a separate video explaining the same thing. But this is my little advice from me to you, younger people. And even if you're already married and you've been in the game, tell me in the comment section if everything I just said is not true. But I'm sure you can still learn one or two things even though you're married. Just know that if you're a man or you're a woman watching this video, just know that change is constant. You see that young man you married 10 years ago, he's not going to remain the same young man. His ideas will change. A lot of things will change. And if you're a young man watching this video, or a married man watching this video, just note that, you see that young girl you married a few years ago, she's not going to remain that same person. A lot of things will change, physically, mentally, and otherwise. Yours is to channel that energy, push it so that it flourishes and becomes something strong and better and beautiful. But if you feel intimidated by it, it would destroy you, consume you, and before you know it, the marriage will crash. So I think you should learn from people that this kind of thing has happened to. That way you prevent these things happening to you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video.